Hey guys, Mr. Wigand. Today we're going to look at finding exact or actual percents using proportions and equations. And so first we will look at using a proportion method. What number is 28% of 150? Alright, first off, I know I'm going to make a proportion, so I might as well set it up. And then I can fill in the parts that are going to make up the proportion. 28% I know is 28 over 100, so I'm going to put 28 over 100 here. Right now, this is where we learned the is over of. Is over of equals the percent over 100. This is how we set up our proportions. So we already have our percent 28 over 100. Is over of means if I see the word of before a number, then it goes in the denominator. If I see the word is in front of a number, that number goes in the numerator. This is an of 150, so 150 goes down here. My variable goes up here because this is going to represent the what number, what I'm looking for. Right, we talked about several different ways to solve proportions. One easy way is to do cross products. So x times 100 is 100x. $150 times 28. And you're going to be able to use a calculator for these. 100x. 150 times 28 is going to be 24, 200. Alright, so now I'm going to divide both sides by 100 to solve for x. This is inverse operations. That cancels. 4,200 divided by 100 is 42. And x equals 42. So I set up a proportion. I use this is over of equals percent over 100. Solve my proportion with cross products or cross multiplication. And there's my answer. Alright, here's a couple for you to try. Pause the video right now, give these a shot, come on back on and see how I do them in a minute. Alright, so for number one, my proportion. What number is 55% of 300? Alright, so 55% I know is going to be 55 over 100. Of 300, so 300 goes in the denominator. And then x will go in the numerator. I'll do cross products. X times 100 is 100x. 300 times 55. Remember, you'll be using a calculator for these. This is not estimating. We're finding the actual real answer. So you're allowed to use a calculator. 300 times 55. And 65. 0. I'm going to divide by 100 on both sides, inverse operations. That cancels. 16,500 divided by 100 is 165. And then that's my answer. X equals 165. Alright, the next one, what number is 80% of 40? Once again, let me set my proportion up. 80%. 80 over 100 of 40. 40 goes in the denominator. X goes in the numerator. Cross products. X times 100. 100x. 40 times 80. 100x on the left. 40 times 80 is going to be 3,200. I'm going to divide by 100 on both sides to solve. 3,200 divided by 100 is 32. X equals 32. And this is an exact or an actual answer. Alright, next we have the equations method. Here I'm going to write an equation, not a proportion. I like to write the equation exactly how I read it. I have to remember some little things though. Is means equals. Of means multiplication. And what number, that's our variable. Alright, so let's write an equation here. 100. I'm just going to use that number 100. Is, we said that means equals. Equals. Notice I'm just going right below. 40%. Well, I want to put 40% here, but we don't use percents in equations, so I change it to a decimal form. I can use a decimal in an equation. Of, we said that's multiplication, so I'm going to use parentheses for my multiplication. And then what number is my variable, x? 100 is 40% of multiplication, what number, x? Alright, I'm going to solve by dividing both sides by 0.40. That cancels. And then 100 divided by 0.40 will be 250. Once again, you'll use a calculator for these. And this is an exact answer. This is not estimated. Alright, here's a couple for you to try. Pause the video, come on back, and then you can watch how I do these problems. Alright, 60 is equals 30%, 0.30 of multiplication. What number, x? Solve, divide each side by 0.30. Remember, inverse operations. That cancels. I have x. 60 divided by 0.3. I get 200. X equals 200. And that's an exact answer. Alright, 72%. This one looks a little different, but I'm just going to follow what I've been doing. 0.72. I write it as a decimal. Of, I know I'm multiplying, so I'm going to put parentheses. What number, x, is equals 108. Divide each side by 0.72. My inverse operations. Cancels. X equals 108 divided by 0.72. Let's see. I'm trying to do this one without a calculator here. So let's come over here. You'll have a calculator, but I wasn't smart enough to get one. This one coming over, straight up. 72 into 108 goes once. 72, 6, 3, brings 0 down. 72 into 360 goes 5 times. 0 down, and I have another 0 here. 150 is my answer. Circle that, and once again, that is an exact answer. Alright, so that's solving actual or exact percent problems using either a proportion, and that was the is over of, and the percent over 100, or an equation, keeping in mind is means equals, of is multiplying, what number is your variable, and then you want to change your percent to a decimal so that you can use that in the equation. Alright, good luck guys. Just keep practicing. Only way you're going to get better.